How many of you out there think we need free health care? Even though I can't see you, I can imagine quite a few of you are raising your hands and nodding your heads. How many of you out there think free health care should be available to every U.S. citizen and not just the lower class? Again, I can imagine I'm outnumbered. I'm here to help you understand and give some insight to why free health care is a bad idea. Being a nurse in the healthcare field and being a former student abroad in England, I've got some stories about my own experiences that will open up your mind to the brutality of free healthcare. Not only is free healthcare a bad idea financially for the nation, but emotionally and physically on the individual patients themselves. In my speech, I will give several examples of why free healthcare is destructive to our nation and why you should think twice before nodding your head and agreeing we need it. Obamacare, or the marketplace, has swept the nation as a typical household insurance plan. I'm sure every one of you knows someone who has Obamacare or TennCare and has benefited greatly from it. It's free to those in desperate need of a good health care plan in a fast-growing industry. When Obamacare first came out, those who jumped on the bandwagon and enrolled for the insurance got a tax exemption. Taken from Obamacare facts about the Affordable Care Act, it states, in 2015, 1 in 6 Americans got a health insurance marketplace plan for $100 or less. In 2016, 7 out of 10 returning marketplace customers can get a plan for less than $75 a month. I considered getting this health insurance plan through the marketplace when I was laid off work in 2015, and the quote that I was given was a ridiculous amount of money that I couldn't afford. I wondered how acquaintances of mine were able to get the cheaper quotes when they were earning less and had a slew of health problems. My friend Reba said, "I'm thinking of getting rid of my Blue Cross Blue Shield plan because switching to Obamacare will save me a lot of money on my premium." What will happen to the healthcare spending in a few years thanks to free healthcare? Taken from an article titled, "What Are the Facts About Obamacare" by Harry Kane, Medicaid and Social Security will be cut because it's the only place left to cut. People in large employer group plans and retirees may feel isolated from the problems of Obamacare right now, but it will be everyone's problem very soon. Obamacare is not the only one to blame because there is Medicaid and TennCare. Apparently, the government is very selective who gets access to Medicaid and TennCare. However, in my observation as a nurse, it seems that to be easily accessible to those milking the system for all they can get for free. The majority of the patients I see in the gastroenterology office I work for are TennCare patients. More than half the patients claim they have health issues such as severe back pain or anxiety and depression and therefore should be entitled to free health care. I can guarantee if Obamacare is draining the Social Security funds, TennCare and Medicaid is doing worse damage to the financial stability of our nation. Here is an illustration of how Obamacare is going to cost the U.S. in its spending in the future. TennCare has so many limitations to what patients are able to get, such as only 5 medications a month and certain radiology tests being denied authorization, which takes away from benefiting the patient's health. If this is the case for a small number of U.S. citizens, imagine what it would be like for everyone if they had free health care. The advances in medicine would drop because there would be no funding to research deadly diseases such as cancer. Not only is the funding jeopardized with free health care, but the quality of health care as well. If people had unlimited office visits to their primary care physician and specialists, then everyone would go to the doctor for every little thing. An example would be, I have a headache, doctor, and I think I need an oxycodone to relieve it because why would I get an over-the-counter med when my free healthcare pays for the name brand? Naturally, this would lead to an opiate dependency, then a Linzess dependency to treat constipation, and on and on. Do you see where I'm going with this? Someone has to pay for free healthcare, and it's going to be a hard-working middle class and upper class to carry the load. When I was living in London, England back in 2005, I fell on the pavement and scraped my knee. Being a minor injury, I thought, no problem, I'll just get some hydrogen peroxide and Neosporin and a Band-Aid because that's how we Americans dress a wound. I found out that in order to get Neosporin, you have to have a prescription, which means waiting for hours in a waiting room to see the doctor. I soon learned that with national health care, one's foot will get infected and possibly amputated before treatment. The next example I will give is the one I see in my workplace all the time. I work for a liver specialist who treats a lot of patients with hepatitis C. TennCare won't approve the antiviral medications to rid the patients of hepatitis C unless they have cirrhosis, which in this model it's going to be this stage right here. It's going to be stage 4 fibrosis. Patients come in all the time wanting to be treated or cured of their hep C, but again, they only get the medication if they meet TennCare's guidelines. Therefore, insurance dictates how a doctor treats his patients. 9 out of 10 patients will be up in arms of why their hepatitis C meds aren't approved, and that's when I say, if you don't like how TennCare is treating you, get off TennCare. I hope I've gotten some valid points across to you to make you think twice about free healthcare. Yes, there are some good benefits to having it, but the bad outweighs the good. We cannot continue living in a capitalist society with the demands and luxuries we have grown accustomed to in medicine in the US if we have free healthcare. The best solution is to keep our commercial insurances because again, someone's got to pay. Thank you.